On this test, the first question is, which equation best describes the data in this table? So what I did was I graphed the points on a coordinate plane, and I drew a line to connect them. I found my y-intercept was 5, so that eliminated any choice that didn't have a y-intercept of 5. So I was left with C and E. I counted my rise and the run. The rise was 4, and the run was 2. And it goes down, so it would be negative. So the answer was C, negative 2x plus 5. Number 2, for all x, 20 over the square root of x squared plus 7 equals 5. X squared equals what? So I know if I want to get 5, 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. So I know that x squared plus 7, or the square root of x squared plus 7, has got to equal 4. And the square root of 16 equals 4. So what do I have to add to 7 to get 16? And that would be 9. So the answer would be A, 9. Number 3, you simply put this in the calculator. Be careful because your answer's there, but it's backwards. And make sure you can find the correct answer, and the correct answer is C here. Number 4, what is the slope of 3x plus 2y equals 6? And what I did was I found my x-intercept by taking my x term and dividing it into the answer. And I got 2. So I put a dot on 2 on the x-axis. And then I did the same thing with my y term. To find my y-intercept, I divided it into my answer. And I got 3 for my y-intercept, so I put a point on the y-axis at 3. I connected my points. I found my rise and my run. My rise was 3. My run was 2. So my slope is D, 3/2. Number 5. Which of these equations defines the line that is perpendicular to the line given by the equation y equals 2x plus 5? So the first thing I did was I graphed y equals 2x plus 5 by finding the y-intercept at 5. I rise 2, run 1 to get my next point, and connect. Now I know a perpendicular line's got to go in the opposite direction. So I know that if it's got a positive slope, my perpendicular line's going to have a negative slope. So then I can cancel out any answer choice that doesn't have a negative slope. And if you remember from coordinate algebra, your perpendicular lines are going to have the negative reciprocal of a slope. So your answer would be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5. Number 6, in the standard xy plane, what is the distance between 3 square roots of 5, 0, and 6 square roots of 5, 4? This one's harder to plot, so I use the distance formula instead of graphing it and using the Pythagorean theorem. The distance formula says the square root of x minus x squared plus y minus y squared, and I substituted in my x coordinates were 3 square roots of 5 and 6 square roots of 5. I substituted in my y coordinates 0 and 4, and I put that in the calculator, and I got the square root of 61. Number 7, what are the xy coordinates of the point of the intersection of the lines determined by the equation 2x minus 3y equals 4 and x equals y? So I graphed both of those lines. I found my y-intercept or x-intercept. 2 goes into 4 2 times, so I put a point on the y-axis at 2. And I said negative 3 divides into 4, negative 1.3, so I put a point on my y-axis at negative 1.3 and drew my line. Y equals x, my y-intercept was 0, my slope was 1, so I drew my other line. And I know they're going to meet in the third quadrant, so it would have to be B, negative 4, comma, negative 4. Number 8, if the symbol is a special operation defined by A symbol B equals 3A minus 2B, and 6 symbol X equals 8, then what does X equal? So what I did was I substituted in 6 for A, and I got 3 times 6 minus 2B equals, and I know for them to be equal, they would have to equal 8. So I multiplied and got 3 times 6 is 18 minus 2B equals 8, and then I solved for B. So I eliminated the 18 on the left side by subtracting it. That gave me negative 2B equals negative 10, and then finally I divided by negative 2. So my answer is D, 5. Number 9, 12x squared minus 11x minus 36 is the product of 3x minus 4 and another polynomial. What is the other polynomial? So what I did was I said 3x minus 4 times a set of parentheses equals 12x squared plus 11x minus 36. And I needed to find out what do I get to multiply. So I said 3x times what, and there was my blank right here, gives me 12x squared, and that would be 3x times 4x is 12x squared. And then I said negative 4 times what gives me negative 36, that would give me 9. So my answer is E, 4x plus 9. Number 10, what is the fourth root of 16 over 81? Now this you can use your calculator, but you got to make sure you find the correct button. If you find the button that looks like this, right above that button, you can find different roots. So to use that, you're going to have to press Shift, and then you're going to press this button right here. And it'll let you do it, and you just put it in just like it is, and it'll give you the answer, 2/3.